Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing 5 fake away ideas for you all. These meals that I'm going to show you, I have shown you them in previous videos, but I wanted to kind of bring them all together into one video because these are just the perfect fake aways for you to make at home on like a Friday night when you'd normally get a takeaway, or if you're going on a staycation or anything like that. I really hope you enjoy these meals. They have been tried and tested by myself and my family. The spicier ones, mainly just Chris and I have tried them, but they have all gone down so very well. And I actually cook these meals really often for my family. If you're watching this video and you're seeing me for the first time, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below. I post loads of different foodie inspiration with a brand new recipe video on my channel every single Sunday morning at 7 AM UK time. So if you need a little bit of meal inspiration in your life, then I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. With all that said, I'm just going to jump straight on into this video. We are going to Italy, to Thailand, to India, and a couple more places too. I hope you enjoy this. Let's get cooking. This meal is going to become your Thai fake away. So what we have got going on here, this is going to become a pad Thai. So what I have got is some rice noodles. These are medium noodles. I've got a spring onion. I've got 2 peppers which I've sliced up. You can replace these with bean sprouts instead. That's actually what you meant to have in a pad Thai, but I decided to add a bit of colour into mine. I have got some lime, an egg and some prawns. And then in here, what I have added together is some sesame seed oil and some fish sauce. And then as well as that, I have also added 2 cloves of garlic. I've added a nub of ginger, like I've grated it up, and then I have also added 2 tablespoons of tamarind paste, and I also had some sweet chili sauce, so I just added that in here as well. And as you can see, it's just looking like a really yummy, delicious pad Thai sauce. So it's going to be a little bit of a different pad Thai than you're used to, but it's going to be so nice. And then what I would also use here is some peanuts as well to kind of sprinkle over the top. I don't have any, so if you've got some, then I would include that. So what I'm going to start off by doing is putting this paste that I have made into a wok, and then I'm just going to lightly just let that simmer. Once that's simmered away for a few minutes, I will then add in my sliced up peppers, and I will also start cooking through my noodles. These noodles, you just put them straight into the wok and they cook in there. While that's cooking away, I'll just make a little gap to one side, and I will crack my egg into there, and then I will whisk it up to make some scrambled egg. Once my egg has scrambled, I will mix it together with my peppers and my noodles until it's nicely combined. After a couple of minutes, I will add in my prawns. I am using cooked prawns today, but if you want to use prawns that aren't cooked, then I would just add them into your wok at the very beginning before you add in your peppers. After a couple of minutes, everything is ready to serve up. You then want to portion your pad Thai into a bowl, sprinkle some spring onions over the top, and serve it with a wedge of lime. This is like a 10-minute meal. It is so easy, and it is also so much better for you than getting a takeaway. So I think this fake away wins tonight. For this pizza fake away, what you're going to need is I've just got some bread flour here, but you can use any flour, plain flour, self-raising flour, it's completely up to you. Oh, I forgot that we also need a little bit of salt. So we're gonna make our base out of flour, some yogurt and some salt. So to make one pizza, I would say you need 40 grams of flour, 30 grams of yogurt and a grind of salt. This is a really fun fake away to make with the whole family. Get the kids involved, and then it makes their dinner taste even nicer. And then when it comes to your toppings, you can be as adventurous as you like. We are going to, first of all, make a base with tomato puree and some rose harissa as well. This is delicious. It's going to add so much flavour to your pizza. And then we're going to top that off with some mozzarella cheese. This is the buffalo mozzarella, but I have also got some of this mozzarella too, because I really like the combination of the two together. I've got some salami, and then once it comes out of the oven, I will put some rocket on top. So to start off with, like I said, I'm going to make up my dough. So I'll put in 40 grams of flour, 30 grams of yogurt and a grind of salt, mix that all together and then knead it out and make it round into a pizza shape. Once you've done that, you're then ready to put your base into a pan. I know this sounds weird that you're gonna pan fry your pizza, but it just makes the cooking process really, really quick and easy. You want to put your dough down on one side, dry fry it off for a couple of minutes, and then you want to flip it over. Once you've flipped it over, you're then ready to put on some tomato puree and your rose harissa, followed by your buffalo mozzarella, your normal mozzarella, and your salami too. And pop the lid on your pan just for a couple of minutes before transferring it under the grill for a few more minutes to let your salami and your cheese really crispen up nicely. After a few more minutes under the grill, you're then ready to take it out and serve up. Like I said, we're gonna be having some rocket on the top of our pizzas. And as you can see, this just turns out to be a really, really yummy pizza, but as it's homemade, it's so much better for you and it's a lot of fun too. For your Fakeaway fish and chips, what I have got here is some cod fillets. These are the frozen cod fillets that I've just let thaw out. And then to cover the cod fillets, I have got 1 egg, and then I've just bought some breadcrumbs from Tesco's, but you can make your own just by blitzing up some pieces of bread at home. I have also got some potatoes, which I'll make my chips out of with the skin on for extra nutrients. And then I'm going to make up some mushy peas on the side. So I've got here just some garden peas, some mint, and also a lemon, and I will also just be using a little knob of butter as well. So what I'll start off by doing is firstly cutting up my potatoes into chip shapes. So to do that, I just cut discs into my potatoes, and then I cut my discs into little strips, and as you can see, it just makes the perfect chip shape. You can then cook these in the oven, or if you have an air fryer like I do, I always cook my chips in the air fryer because they come out just so perfectly delicious. So I put them on 204 degrees centigrade for 25 minutes, and I give them a little shake up halfway through too. While those are cooking, I am going to make up my cod fillets. So what I'm going to do is just put my egg into a bowl and beat it up, and then I'm going to get my cod fillets, dip it into my egg, and then I will transfer my cod fillets into my breadcrumbs and just thoroughly coat my cod fillets in the breadcrumbs. You want to make sure you are very generous with your breadcrumbs, because I feel like a crispy outer shell on your cod is what really makes this meal. You are then ready to put your cod fillets into the oven. I cook these on 190 degrees centigrade for 15 minutes. While those are cooking up, you can then make your mushy peas. So what I will do is get a pan, and I will put a knob of butter into my pan and melt that down. Once that's melted, I will add in my peas along with my mint broken up too, and I will just slowly cook that through on a low heat to make sure my peas are melting down nicely. And while they melt down, you want to get a masher and just gently mash them. You don't want to mash them too much because you don't want them to become soggy peas. You just want them to become nice mushy peas. You just want to then add some salt and pepper to your mushy peas along with the juice from your lemon, and then you're ready to dish up. So I like to put my cod fillets on my plate, my nice chips, my mushy peas, and then the boys like to have theirs with some ketchup, and I like to have mine with some mayo. For the Italian Fakeaway, I am going to be making a really delicious lasagna. So instead of using lasagna sheets, I'm going to be using some aubergine to make it really healthy, a bit less carbs, except I am adding lentils, so we're still going to be having carbs. Obviously I'm going to be making a roux as well, so I'm going to use some butter, flour and milk too, but I just want to show you what I'm going to be using for the main bit of the lasagna. So imagine I've still got like some butter, flour and milk as well. But what I've got here is I have got some beef mince. I'm going to be using a garlic, onion, a red wine stock cube. I absolutely love these. I will use some plum tomatoes, and then instead of using some beef stock and Marmite and all the other bits that I usually add, I'm just going to make this really simple by adding in some Bistow's Best beef gravy instead. This honestly adds so much flavour to your meat. And then, like I said, I'll also be adding in some lentils to my beef mince too, plus some salt and pepper. And then what I will do is I will make up my mince by just sauteing off my onions and my garlic. I will then add in my beef mince and just brown that off for a few minutes. Once that's browned off, I will add in my plum tomatoes, my lentils, 1 heaped tablespoon of beef gravy, the red wine stock cube, and some salt and pepper too. I'll just let that simmer away for a good few minutes to let all the nice flavours diffuse into each other. While the meat is being made, I will then make up a roux. So like I said, I will melt some butter in a pan. Once that's melted, I will then add in enough flour to bring my butter together before slowly adding in my milk. I'll just keep on whisking this until it becomes a nice thick white sauce. Once that's all ready, I will then slice up my aubergines too into nice thin sheets that are just similar to a sort of pasta sheet. And I will then start constructing my lasagna. So I will start off with the beef mince, then I will lay down some aubergine slices, then some white sauce, beef mince again, aubergine slices, white sauce, and then I will finish this off with a nice good layer of cheese too. This is just a real great alternative to a normal lasagna. It's well worth a try. If you don't like aubergine, you can also substitute that out for butternut squash sheets instead, or if you want to, you can just stick to the normal lasagna. But if you want to have a nice Italian meal, then this is a great one to have on a staycation. So for our Indian fakeaway, we are going to have a lamb curry. So what I have got here is 500 grams of diced lamb. And then I have also got 1 tin of plum tomatoes, a tin of coconut milk, some mild curry paste. I always just use this because my kids like to eat this as well. And if I use a spicier one, then it's just a bit too much for them. I have also got some garam masala here. And then what I have diced up is 1 onion, 3 cloves of garlic, and a nub of ginger there. I've got some salt and pepper, and I have got 300 mils of lamb stock as well. And then what I have bought is these nice big naan breads. I feel like this is going to really make this meal. And what you can do is you can spice it up with, this is garlic and herb naan bread, but you can spice it up by adding a little bit of honey on here, some pistachio nuts and things like that. And then I have also got some rice here too. So I'm going to cook this in my Instant Pot, but you can cook this on the hob or in the oven, completely up to you. You'll be cooking it in the same kind of method as you would do in the Instant Pot. So what I'm going to start off by doing is just sauteing off my onion, garlic and ginger in a little bit of oil. Once those have sauteed, I will then add in my diced lamb and I will just brown that off for a few minutes. After that, I'll add in my curry paste and a heaped teaspoon of garam masala, followed by my plum tomatoes, my coconut milk, my lamb stock, and also a generous amount of salt and pepper. So in my Instant Pot, I will just put the lid on this and I will set it on pressure cook for 15 minutes. But if you're cooking this on the hob, then you just want to make sure everything's mixed together and then put your lid on and put it on a really low simmer for a good hour. Because you want the lamb meat to be nice and tender, you want to cook it on low and slow for quite a long time. Whilst that's cooking, I will then make up my rice and I will also make my naan breads in the oven as well. So I just wet them a little bit, pop them into the oven for about 5 minutes, and then everything is ready to dish up. So I like to portion up some rice on the side, then my lamb curry next to it, and then I also like to give us each a nice big wedge of naan bread too. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you try any of these meals, I would love for you to let me know what you think of them down below in my comments section. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!